Hi guys, this is Linda and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to make a cookie, and every time we go to the grocery store, if they have these cookies, either Sam and I will buy them. So we're going to try to make these at home now so I don't have to buy them anymore. Of course, it's not anything you can have all the time if you're diabetic, but if you're not, go for it. So pull up a chair and we'll get started. Now in the bowl already I've got 2 sticks of softened butter and a cup of sugar. I'm going to mix this till it's fluffy. When that happens, we'll be back. Alright, we're nice and excuse me, fluffy. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees and line a cookie sheet with some parchment paper. Alright, we got our sugar and butter melted or mixed together, and in this bowl here I've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. And I whisked that all together and we're just setting it aside for right now. Now we're going to mix in 1 egg, 1 large egg. I'll cut it up a little bit. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is a very basic cookie mix. Very basic. And get that mixed in. I'm going to turn it off and scrape the sides down because I don't have the beater blade, the flex edge blade on here. I don't know how thick these cookies are going to get, and I don't remember if I told you we're making kitchen sink cookies. Alright. I think we got that mixed pretty good. Now the recipe says to use unsalted butter, but I never use unsalted butter. Salt makes everything taste better. And I did a little research on salted butter, and from what I read, there's only 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt in each stick. So we're using a half a stick of salt, a half a teaspoon of salt. But it's never, I still add the salt to the recipe because I've never noticed that it made a whole lot of difference. Never. Alright. The last thing going in is the 3 cups of flour with the the baking powder and the salt mixed in. I'm only going to add maybe half of it at a time so I don't get too much of a flour cloud going. So I'll have to start it off slow. You know what? I'm going to cut you off. We'll be back when I get all this flour incorporated. But I got that incorporated. Now comes the fun part. Now you can add whatever you want to these cookies because they're called kitchen sink cookies. I want to say I've got about 1/4 cup of coconut. I'm going to add it all at the same time. There's a nut in there that I didn't get out. I got a little over that, maybe 1/2 cup of roughly chopped nuts. These are semi-sweet chocolates. They're minis. I don't know why I got minis, but I did. So I'm going to add some of those. Here are some butterscotch. I want to say maybe 1/4 cup each. These are peanut butter. They're peanut butter and chocolate, actually. There we go. A lot. And the last thing I'm going to add are pretzels. And I'm just going to let the machine break them up. They're pretzel sticks. Maybe I'll break them in half just to give them a head start, because I'm not going to be able to run this very fast. I don't think. I've never made these before. This is actually an experiment, but I think if you start out with just a basic cookie dough like I did, that you can add anything to it you want to. And in the cookies that we had, we really liked the saltiness of the pretzel with the sweetness of the chocolate and other ingredients. That's not the last ingredient. Here are some craisins. Excuse me. I'm going to add some of those in there, just for something different. Let me see how many's left. Not enough to worry with. There we go. That's all the craisins. Now, very slowly, I'm going to turn on this mixer. I might get faster. And we're going to get these all mixed up. Because that's what kitchen sink cookies look like. It's just a conglomeration of whatever you wanted to put in them. I'm going to let this run a little bit, then I'll bring you back. I brought you back because I want you to see how stiff this dough is. It is a very stiff dough. Very stiff, so don't get alarmed. What I'm going to do is take this little cookie scoop. I'm going to scoop them out and put them on my baking sheet, and then we'll be back. Alright, here's my little cookie balls, and I got about 15 on this tray, and what I do is just put the balls down there and just give them a little mash, and then I put them in the oven. And when these bake and cool just a bit, we'll be back. Hi guys, here's our part of our cookies in here. I bake mine a little longer because we like our cookies crispy. And I really did, what I should have done is baked them, you know, it says 8 to 12 minutes. I should have baked them and at that time and taken a few out to see if they were crispy enough, but I didn't. I baked them longer, and this is a vanilla cookie dough, so these cookies are light. They're light colored. If you want yours a darker color, you're going to have to use a different cookie dough recipe. But we've got Sam here. I'm going to give him a cookie and let's see what he thinks about it. Let me get down in here to these cookies.
Well, I think the texture is absolutely perfect. They're not too soft, but they're not too hard. They're just right. And they've got everything in the world in them. Butterscotch, chocolate, the cranberry raisins, and the pecans, butterscotch, coconut. They're delicious. They're absolutely delicious. They're one of the best cookies I've ever had. And they've got the texture of a tea cake, but there's just got so much in them. They're just delicious. Y'all try these. I believe you'll love
them. You think that's why they call them kitchen sink cookies? Because they've got everything in them.
That's probably right. They've got everything. Oh, so good.
Well, y'all, I'll have the recipe down below, but it'll be with this vanilla cake flour, not cake flour, vanilla cookie dough recipe. And as I said, if you want them darker, you're going to have to use a different recipe. But see, they're crispy, and here's the inside, just chock full. And I probably could have put more stuff in here, and next time I will.
The only problem is it's almost impossible to quit eating them.
Well, here, eat this one. No? Okay.
Well, I'm going to finish it.
Thanks for coming in today, guys. I appreciate it very much. Please like and subscribe if you like this channel. And sub. It only takes a minute. So thank you for coming in and spending part of your day with me. I appreciate it. And until next time, you all take care and God bless.